Do understand that there is an environment out there. So that is important in a way to factor in. If you have to understand what is going on out there, and our concern is that it's really been very permissive because of political reasons. So we have a situation where actually our diplomats are threatened, our consulates have been attacked, and often comments are made about there's interference in our politics, and a lot of this is often justified as saying, well, that's how democracies work. Sure. I mean, look, if somebody gives me something specific, it doesn't have to be restricted to Canada, but if there's any incident which is an issue, and somebody gives me something specific as a government, I would look at it, of course.
And still to come, a fire at a wedding hall in northern Iraq kills at least 100 people. South Korea calls for strong military amid deepening North Korea-Russia ties.
Three, two, one. We are now called as Republic Kannada here in Karnataka.
Republic Kannada has officially launched.
Today we dedicate Republic Kannada to the people of Karnataka.
Three, two, one. We are now called as Republic Kannada here in Karnataka.
Republic Kannada has officially launched.
Today we dedicate Republic Kannada to the people of Karnataka.
Three, two, one. We are now called as Republic Kannada here in Karnataka.
Republic Kannada has officially launched.
Today we dedicate Republic Kannada to the people of Karnataka.
Three, two, one. We are now called as Republic Kannada here in Karnataka.
Republic Kannada has officially launched.
Today we dedicate Republic Kannada to the people of Karnataka.
Three, two, one. We are now called as Republic Kannada here in Karnataka.
Republic Kannada has officially launched.
Welcome back. You are with Republic TV. Now, a Russian drone attack has caused the closure of the Orlivka-Isakia border crossing that links Ukraine with NATO member state Romania. Meanwhile, the Defense Ministry in Moscow has released a video appearing to show the Black Sea Fleet commander killed by Ukraine on Friday in a meeting.
Russian airstrikes and shellings have killed 6 people in Ukraine. The latest strike was captured from a ferry on the Danube River. Ukraine's Air Force said that it downed 26 of 38 drones launched by Russia overnight. The video showed explosions in Ukraine that could be seen from across the border in Romania. According to the Ukrainian officials, the attack caused significant damage to infrastructure at the Black Sea port of Odessa. The Tron barrage damaged a warehouse, injured 2 drivers in fiery explosions, and charred dozens of trucks. Watch how the firefighters attempted to quell a blaze at a compound in a port on the Danube River. According to Romanian border police, the traffic through the Danube River crossing has been closed due to the attacks on the Ukrainian side. Romanian border police further said that the traffic was being redirected through a town situated on the Danube upstream. Responding to the strike, NATO member Romania also strongly condemned the Russian attack on border area. At least 9 civilians were killed and 15 were injured over the past 24 hours as a result of Russian strikes. Russia has continuously been targeting port and grain storage facilities in Odessa since pulling out of a deal that allowed Ukrainian grain exports to countries facing the threat of hunger. Agency report, Republic TV.
News is coming in. The Canadian House Speaker Anthony Rota has resigned after facing backlash over his applause for a Ukrainian soldier with Nazi ties. Rota, the Speaker of Canada's House of Commons lower chamber, announced his resignation to legislators on Tuesday. This, of course, comes after there was a row over a Nazi speaker who was applauded in the Canadian House of Commons. Trudeau, of course, had blamed the speaker for having invited the man to speak. Coming up next, Law Commission to submit its report to Ramnath Kovind-led One Nation, One Poll panel. And the External Affairs Minister talks tough on the UN states, says response on terror cannot be cherry-picked.
We are now called as Republic Canada here in Karnataka.
Republic Canada has officially launched.
So today we dedicate Republic Canada to the people of Karnataka.
We are now called as Republic Canada here in Karnataka.
Republic Canada has officially launched.
So today we dedicate Republic Canada to the people of Karnataka.
3, 2, 1. We are now called as Republic Kannada here in Karnataka.
Republic Kannada has officially launched.
So today we dedicate Republic Kannada to the people of Karnataka.
We are now called as Republic Kannada here in Karnataka.
Republic Kannada has officially launched.
So today we dedicate Republic Kannada to the people of Karnataka.
A very good morning. Welcome to Live and Breaking here on Republic for the top updates and breaking news stories. Our top focus at this hour, the NIA raids in multiple locations in a number of states in North India as the NIA cracks down on the gangster Khalistani nexus in India. All that and more in the next few minutes. But first, here are the headlines. I'm Rukma with you. Law Commission to submit report to Kovind led One Nation, One Poll panel.
Nor must we countenance that political convenience determines responses to terrorism, extremism and violence. Cannot be exercises in cherry picking.
External Affairs Minister talks staff on UN stage, says response on terror cannot be cherry-picked. India holds mirror to Canada. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar straight up tells won't tolerate terrorism for political gains. Mega NIA crackdown on gangster terror nexus. Raids underway in Punjab, Haryana, Delhi, NCR and Rajasthan. On day 2 of his Gujarat visit, the Prime Minister to participate in 20 years of vibrant Gujarat Global Summit. And breaking news now, fresh breaking coming in of the crackdown on the gangster Khalistan nexus. NIA raids are underway in Punjab, Haryana and a number of other states including Delhi NCR. Raids are close to 50 locations and raids are in connection with 3 particular cases registered by the NIA. Some locations in Delhi NCR and in Uttar Pradesh and Republic has been telling you since Monday about mega NIA action within 48 hours. And as you can see, the raids have began. It's been some days now since the raids have been underway, but these are the raids that we were talking about, raids on 50 locations in a number of states, in Rajasthan included, Delhi NCR,
in Haryana as well as in Punjab. This comes after the attachment and seizure of properties of various known Khalistani extremists, and our team is on the ground there to bring you the minute-by-minute updates on these raids that are underway. The raids are happening amid the diplomatic tensions between India and Canada, and the NIA is seen now launching this major crackdown on the Khalistani gangster nexus, conducting raids at over 50 locations across multiple states. And now my colleagues Gursimran as well as Simran Babar and also Piyush Ohri, who is in Chandigarh, as well as Amandeep joining me on the broadcast for all the latest details. First of all, coming to you, Amandeep, for what's happening there.
Well, Rukma, 51 locations have been raided by NIA to probe this gangster, terrorist and cross-border drug smuggling nexus. Just because the terrorists who were sitting in Canada, they were providing directions to their network in Punjab, and that network is being under the radar of NIA for several times, and this is the 7th round of raids of NIA against this gangster terror network. Three gangster network has been specifically raided. Number one is Lawrence Bishnoi gang, that is being operated by Goldie Barad, who is sitting in Canada. Number two, Davinder Bambiha gang, whose gang member Sukha Duneke has been killed in Winnipeg in Canada just days back. And in fact, number three is Khalistan Tiger Force associate Arsh Dalla, who is a designated terrorist and was a close associate of Hardeep Singh Nijjar, who has been killed in Sari Gurdwara on 18th of June. And in fact, Khalistan Tiger Force is the same organization which is being headed by Hardeep Singh Nijjar. And in fact, these three lines have been drawn parallelly during the course of investigation by NIA, and it has been transpired that how these terrorists sitting in Canada and utilizing the gangsters network to carry out the terror activities in Punjab, in Haryana, and even in other states as well. So these raids are being conducted to the network of these three lines just because the 3 cases against these has been registered, and following these 3 cases, the NIA has received the concrete piece of evidence along with the information that who all are in touch with Arsh Dalla, who all are in touch with Goldie Barad, who all are in touch with the Davinder Bambiha gang. So those people are being raided, and how they are carrying out the network, and in fact how this money is being channelized to radicalize the youth in Punjab, how they are involved into the cross-border drug smuggling, how they are involved into the cross-border weapon smuggling, and even how these top bosses of these pro-Khalistani organizations are providing the directions to these gangsters to carry out the terror activities in Punjab. So this raid is basically on 51 locations to probe the entire network and to break the chain from Canada to Punjab to Haryana to Delhi to Rajasthan. Just because these gangsters are having very strong network on the ground, and in fact the Khalistani terrorists who were sitting in Canada, they don't have that strong network. So they came in touch with gangsters, and later the gangsters are utilizing their network to carry out this entire terror activity. So NRA's biggest crackdown, 7th round of raids, and 51 locations are being raided by the different teams. Yes, Rukma.
Right, Amandeep, stay with us. We also have with us Vishal Pandey, who's joining us on the broadcast. But first, I'd like to go across to Gursimran. Gursimran, you were telling us, you're explaining to us what happens to these properties, to the various properties that have been attached and the various other properties that have been seized, like those of Pannu, for example. So it's a major crackdown that hits at the very backbone of the nexus that was supporting this entire ecosystem.
Sirukma, this is first the actions were initiated under the CRPC 82, that is proclamation notice, followed by the CRPC 83 action, that means attachment of property. But this time the NIA has gone ahead in case of Gurpatwant Singh Pannu, wherein they have confiscated the property of Gurpatwant Singh Pannu, and this was for the first time that NIA has used the powers that were given to the this anti-terror agency since its establishment in 2008, that it has confiscated property of a terrorist who has been booked under the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act 1967. And this clearly means that in days to come, those terrorists who are sitting abroad have their properties in the land of India, their properties will be confiscated. Earlier, what used to happen during the attachment of the property, that the owner loses, the terrorist sitting abroad or in India, they loses the right to sell the properties. But now with the new law being used by the National Investigation Agency, with properties being confiscated, now the government of India becomes the owner of the land. That means they loses the ownership right on the land. So this is something a major dent, because there are many cases that have come into fold while probing the terror infrastructure, that these terrorists were using the money that they mint from their properties for the activities of the terrorism. Now coming to the raids that are being conducted today, we are told that 15 gangsters and pro-Khalistan elements are on the radar of the National Investigation Agency. That includes Ashdallah, Lakbir Landa, Lakhvinder Rinda, and also many of the associates from the Bambiha and also the Lawrence Bishnoi gang. That includes the Chiku, Davinder Gandhi, Dilip Gandhi and others. These are the many names that have emerged. So far we have a complete list of all 15 names that are on the list of the National Investigation Agency, and all these, they were either working on the behest of the Khalistani terrorists or were part of that larger module, because they were a part of pushing the weapons and explosives from across the border to the Indian territory, then taking it and further delivering it. Even in the Mohali RPG attack, similar kind of modus operandi has emerged, and even in the, we have seen in Taran Taran RPG blast case, that was when the RPG was fired on the police station in Taran Taran, similar modus operandi was used. So all this is being probed, but on the radar remains the pro-Khalistan elements that are trying to destabilize the country, that are trying to pose a threat to the sovereignty of the country. And now the 51 locations, to be very specific, with regards to 3 cases, 2 of 2023, case number 37 and 39 registered with the Delhi headquarters of the National Investigation Agency, and case number 22 of 2023 that was registered this year only. The raids are being conducted with regards to these 3 cases, and we are told that at least 4 to 5 districts in Punjab, Moga, Bathinda, Firozpur and other Patiala are the districts where the raids are underway, and the subsequent raids will also follow. Former sarpanches being raided. Also in Moga, a liquor trader is being raided by the National Investigation Agency, as he has given some amount of money to Ashti Abdullah and his associates. So all this, how their funding is taking place, how they are generating funds, indulging into anti-terror activities, into posing a major threat to the sovereignty of the country. All this is being probed by the National Investigation Agency as the major crackdown continues in Punjab, Haryana, Rajasthan and the National Capital Region along with the New Delhi. Yes.
Right, Gursimran, stay with us. I go across now to Piyush Ori. Piyush, well, earlier you were telling us about a vague idea, sketchy details of the raids that were available to us. What's happening now? You're in Chandigarh. Where? How many locations in exactly? Because Chandigarh, as of now, is emerging as a hotbed, which is very surprising considering that this was clearly not the case earlier. We heard what Gursimran said, mostly Patiala, Moga, these were the areas that were more known as being hotbeds of Khalistani activity. But in Chandigarh as well, properties have been seized. So it's over to you to take our viewers to explain, to give us a big picture of what's happening in Chandigarh.
So you rightly mentioned, Rukma, that while Punjab continues to be one of the states where actually the maximum number of raids are being conducted by the National Investigative Agency, but you must also know that the terror nexus, the gangster terror nexus, is being quite vast and it's being quite big. So not only in Punjab, but yes, the raids are also being conducted subsequently in states like Rajasthan, Haryana, Uttarakhand, Uttar Pradesh and even the some areas of National Capital Region. So what we've also been told is that there is a vast network of the gangster terror network wherein through the multiple FIRs and investigation it has been revealed that how extortion is being conducted by through several liquor traders, as what Gursimran was saying, through several builders, through several personalities that are involved in entertainment, and how this money, then how these proceeds of crime then is in turn being used by several associates of these gangsters who are present in outside countries like Canada, USA, Australia, of then trying to purchase weapons and drugs from Pakistan. In fact, such is the vast and such is a complicated network of the financial transactions that this network, for busting this network, NIA has been now tasked for busting this network. So yes, there are 51 locations spanned across 6 states which are right now being raided by the NIA, and the major objective of the NIA officials is to make sure that they understand that how the financial transactions is being taking place through Hawala, through MTSs, that is money transfer service schemes. All this is being done, how the recruitment is being done, how the propagation of the anti-national ideology is being done in states of Punjab and areas around. Because mind you, while most of the gangsters like Arshdeep Dalla, Harvinder Singh Rinda, Lakhvinder Singh Landa are present outside, most of their associates presently like Kaushal Chaudhary, Amit Dagar, Neeraj Dabas, all these are present in India, and thereby to make sure that these people, these associates, their backbone is broken, the NIA along with several other forces now are conducting raid and making sure that the spine is broken once and for all. Because ultimately what we are seeing is that these gangsters not only now are proving to be a danger to the organized crime network, which is actually definitely a major problem, but now because of the involvement of Arshdeep Dalla, Lakhvinder Singh Landa and Harvinder Singh Rinda, the people who have anti-national interest and who are Khalistani sympathizers, it is now proving to be detrimental to also national interest. So thereby, there is a massive raid which is being conducted to break this gangster terror nexus and bring out further details. Back to the studio.
Right. Piyush, stay with us. Also with me is Vishal Pandey from Jaipur in Rajasthan, and Simran, who is at the NIA office here in New Delhi. So first of all, coming to you, Vishal, so that that connection stays with us. It's over to you to take us through what's happening there, because Rajasthan is also one of the hotbeds where many of these Khalistanis and their associates, Khalistani terrorists and their associates, could be hiding. So what are you hearing from your sources there in Rajasthan?
बिल्कुल, देखिए सही कहा आपने। जिस तरीके से राजस्थान जो है, राजस्थान के कई अगर ज़िलों की बात की जाए तो काफ़ी सेंसिटिव ज़िले माने जाते हैं, जहां पर NIA जो है हमेशा अपनी नज़र बना कर रखती है और समय समय पर जो है वो ऐसे रेड्स, ऐसे क्रैकडाउन जो है वो NIA की तरफ से की जाती है। इस वक्त की अगर बात की जाए तो सूत्रों की माने तो राजस्थान में कुल 13 ज़िलों में जो है इस वक्त NIA की बड़ी रेड्स जो है वो चल रही है, जिसमें हनुमानगढ़, झुंझुनू, जोधपुर, गंगानगर जैसे ज़िले जो हैं वो शामिल हैं। आपको बता दें कि राजस्थान में लगातार ऐसे जो इनपुट्स हैं NIA को वो मिलते रहते हैं, और इस बार के रेड्स इस बात से भी महत्वपूर्ण हो जाते हैं क्योंकि जितने भी अपराधी UAPA धारा में गिरफ्तार हुए हैं उनसे NIA ने पहले इन्वेस्टिगेशन किया, पूछताछ की, और उनके दिए हुए इनपुट्स पर NIA ने ये रेड्स जो हैं वो कंडक्ट किए। फाइनेंशियल कह सकते हैं, जिस तरीके से हवाला के माध्यम से जो पैसे फंडिंग होती है, टेरर फंडिंग होती है, NIA जो है वो 3 हिस्सों को जोड़ कर देख रही है। पहला आतंकवाद को जोड़ रही है, उसके साथ साथ वो जोड़ रही है गैंगस्टर को, और उसके साथ साथ जिस तरीके से ड्रग पैडलर्स हैं उनको भी इस पूरे रेड्स में जोड़कर देखा जा रहा है। क्योंकि जिस तरीके से टेरर फंडिंग होती है, जो सामने नहीं आते हैं, जो पीठ पीछे होकर के जो फंडिंग करते हैं, उसको कहीं ना कहीं क्रैकडाउन करने की NIA कोशिश कर रही है। और इनपुट्स के आधार पर NIA इस वक्त 50 से ज़्यादा ठिकानों पर जो है वो रेड्स कर रही है, जिसमें 6 राज्य जो हैं वो शामिल हैं, जिसमें उत्तराखंड, उत्तर प्रदेश, हरियाणा, पंजाब, राजस्थान जैसे राज्य जो हैं वो शामिल हैं। हालांकि माने तो आने वाले समय में NIA और भी रेड्स करते हुए नजर आएंगी, क्योंकि जिस तरीके से लगातार जो है वो इनपुट्स मिल रहे हैं, NIA अपना जो काम है वो लगातार करते हुए नजर आ रही है। अगर राजस्थान की बात की जाए तो ये रेड्स जो हैं वो सुबह से ही शुरू हुए हैं। 7 बजे के आसपास सूत्र बता रहे हैं कि NIA जो है वो 13 जिलों में इस वक्त रेड कर रही है और लगातार इन्वेस्टिगेशन जो है वो की जा रही है कि आखिर किस तरीके से, क्योंकि खालिस्तान एंगल जब से आया है, जब से कनाडा और भारत के रिश्ते खराब होने शुरू हुए हैं तब से जो है एनआईए ज़्यादा एक्टिव हो गई है। हमने देखा था किस तरीके से गृह मंत्री से भी एस जयशंकर जो हैं उन्होंने मुलाकात की थी और इस पर गहन चर्चा जो है वो हुई थी। इस वक्त की अगर बात की जाए तो राजस्थान में रेड्स पिछले कई घंटों से चल रहे हैं और आने वाले कुछ घंटों तक और भी चलेंगे। जी
Right, Simran also with us from the NIA office. Simran, what are your NIA sources telling you about today's raids in particular? Republic had said on Monday that there would be 48 hours of an intensive crackdown. We are seeing those raids of that crackdown in play today, Simran. So what are your sources telling you about, any details that are emerging about in latest updates?
Well, yes, it was absolutely correct, as we had also given through predictions from our inputs that raids will be conducted and there could be some kind of intense action that is going to be seen. Now, right now, we are outside the NIA headquarters in the national capital, and if we talk about this big crackdown in numbers, there are 3 cases under which across 6 states have been targeted by the NIA in connection with the terror network and the nexus of the operations that have been going on the foreign soil by at least those syndicates and those networks of Khalistan Tiger Force people and associates of Lawrence Bishnoi, Bambiha Gang and Arshadullah Singh also, who have also been at the target of the NIA. But amid the escalating tensions between the India and Canada, and how we have seen in the previous weeks the kind of dialogue that has been initiated and the kind of statements that we have seen between the two nations, the diplomatic relations came at loggerheads when exactly the NIA has been swung into action. And right now I'm at the NIA headquarters. You can see right now at my this is the NIA office, and there has been this action which has been going on across 51 locations in 6 states, and even in Delhi NCR it has been a major crackdown by the NIA, especially in relation with the people of 15 pro-Khalistani elements, which includes the Arshdeep Dalla of Khalistan Tiger Force, Lakhbir Singh, who is from Babbar Khalsa International, and Dalip Kumar Bishnoi, and several others like Surendra Singh and Goldie Brar and others who have been peddling such a network from the foreign soil to actually supply weapons and drugs and such kind of operations from the ground root networks here in India. And this is why NIA has been pretty much in the action. We have seen how early morning raids have been conducted at the key locations from every neighboring state to Delhi as well, and as even tensions between the two nations have been at a rise because of the Khalistani elements and the death of the Khalistani leader there. This has been seen as one of the major and the biggest crackdown by the security agency. Back to you.
Right. Going across to Amandeep once again. Amandeep, coming to you, how do you assess, the impact of raids like this? They've been continuing for some time now. Of course, they've intensified in the past 48 hours. But when we talk about the NIA, it has been trying to crack down on Khalistani elements since a month ago. That was so it's over to you to tell us how that has impacted the entire atmosphere, the entire situation there.
Well, absolutely, Rukman. The point is that NIA has identified some prominent faces who are directly in touch with the Goldie Brar, with Arshadullah, and with Bambiha Gang and several other terrorists also. And those prominent faces or prominent gangsters, they are further radicalizing the youth and assigning the task to the people to carry out the terrorist activities. And in fact, in exchange, they are giving the money, good amount of money, either through drugs or through hawala transactions, or some extortion money is being used in this entire network. So that faces those gangsters that has been identified by the NIA who are directly in touch with with the terrorists, they are being raided. So these 51 locations are of those who are known gangsters who are in touch with their bosses in Canada, in European countries, or in US, who are working on the directions of these terrorist outfits, either Khalistan Tiger Force, either Babar Khalsa International, or Khalistan Liberation Force. Just because these pro-Khalistani organizations are quite active and their active members are hiring the on-ground workers, and the raid is specifically to just break the chain of this entire terrorist nexus, Khalistani terrorist nexus from Canada to Punjab. Though one layer of gangsters are talking to their bosses, including Arsh Dalla, Goldi Barad, the Vinder Bambiha gang. And even further, those people who are sitting in Punjab, they are further hiring the other radicalizing the youth and preparing them, training them for the terrorist activities, providing them all kind of support from the weapons to finances. And this is how the chain is working. And in fact, even Arsh Dalla is not sitting on the top. There are certain top bosses who are sitting ahead of Arsh Dalla also, including Gurpatwant Singh Pannu, Wadhawa Singh Babbar. They are all on the other layer of. So this layer by layer is going on. But yes, from Canada to Pakistan to European countries to US to Punjab. But the major impact is on Punjab, and their agenda is to radicalize the youth, do not get directly indulge into these activities, and provide the directions and throw the money to the radicalized youth and carry out the terrorist activities. So this all has been transpired in the course of investigation by NIA, with the concrete piece of evidence and the testimonies that has been given by the arrested gangsters to NIA as well. So this is how the nexus is operating, and even then NIA is breaking the mid-chain. The first layer who is sitting in Punjab, the first layer of gangsters who is directly in touch with their third-hand bosses in Canada, who is providing further directions to the radicalized youth and further providing the money. And this layer of gangsters is also involved into the cross-border drug smuggling. So basically, this crackdown is to that layer which is actually in touch with their Canada bosses and getting the directions to carry out the Khalistani terrorist activities in Punjab, and how to channelize the money. This all directions has been provided the Canada bosses to first layer of gangsters, and then they radicalize the youth, they hire the people, and then these RPG attacks are happening in Punjab. So this is how the NIA is preparing their crackdown against this entire nexus. The nexus is quite big, and it has been spread across the countries, including Pakistan. Just because Harvinder Rinda was sitting in Pakistan, Harmeet PhD was sitting in Pakistan, Wadhawa Singh Babbar is sitting in Pakistan, Arsh Dalla, designated terrorist, is sitting in Canada, Lakhvinder Singh Landa sitting in Canada, Goldi Barad is sitting in Canada, Hardeep Singh Nijjar was sitting in Canada, who was killed, Sukha Duneke, and several other names are involved who are sitting in Canada, Paramjit Singh Pamma in Europe, European countries. So this is how the entire network is working, Rukma. Yes.
Right. So inside details of this NIA crackdown, the top layer, and under the lens of the NIA, more than 50 locations being raided even as we speak. With me was Amandeep. Many thanks for joining us there. Piyush, also many thanks, as well as many thanks to Simran and Vishal Pandey as well. And time for a short break. On the other side, External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar talks tough on UN stage, says response on terror cannot be cherry-picked. Also coming up, India holds mirror to Canada as Jaishankar straight up says will not tolerate terrorism for political gains.
In the India Today Best Universities 2023 survey, released recently, India's #1 ranked universities in various streams are JNU Delhi, Amity University, AIIMS Delhi, IIT Delhi, and National Law School, Bengaluru.
3, 2, 1. We are now called as Republic Kannada here in Karnataka.
Republic Kannada has officially launched.
So today we dedicate Republic Kannada to the people of Karnataka.
3, 2, 1. We are now called as Republic Kannada here in Karnataka.
Republic Kannada has officially launched.
So today we dedicate Republic Kannada to the people of Karnataka.
We are now called as Republic Kannada here in Karnataka.
Republic Kannada has officially launched.
So today we dedicate Republic Kannada to the people of Karnataka.
We are now called as Republic Kannada here in Karnataka.
Republic Kannada has officially launched.
So today we dedicate Republic Kannada to the people of Karnataka.
We are now called as Republic Kannada here in Karnataka.
Republic Kannada has officially launched.
So today we dedicate Republic Kannada to the people of Karnataka.
Good morning. This is live and breaking on Republic TV, and I'm Nupur Talwar Suri. Well, the big story that we're tracking today, of course, is the NIA raids that are being conducted in about 5 states across 51 locations. This is in connection with the gangster terror network that the NIA has been investigating. We'll get you more on that in just a bit. The headlines first up, though. All-out action against Khalistani terrorists. The NIA conducts multi-state raids in connection with 3 cases. From Rajasthan to the national capital, the NIA raids across 51 locations. Pro-Khalistani elements are on target.
Nor must we countenance that political convenience determines responses to terrorism, extremism, and violence. Cannot be exercises in cherry picking.
Jaishankar's strong message to Canada, says Trudeau government justifying attacks in the name of democracy.
I must step down as your speaker. I reiterate my profound regret for my error in recognizing an individual in the House during the joint address to Parliament of President Zelensky. That public recognition has caused pain to individuals and communities.
Facing embarrassment for honouring a Nazi veteran, Trudeau blames the House Speaker now, makes him resign. Law Commission to submit a report to Ramnath Kovind-led panel. Will simultaneous polls now become a reality? And it is a packed agenda for the Prime Minister's Gujarat visit. He's set to attend a plethora of events. Now, amid the India-Canada standoff, the External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar has slammed the Canadian government, asserting that they have justified attacks on Indian consulates and threats to diplomats as being within the scope of how democracies work. Also in response to Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's claim of possessing credible evidence implicating India in the assassination of the Khalistani terrorist Hardeep Nijjar, Minister Jaishankar has stated that India remains open to examining any specific information that Canada may possess.
What we told the Canadians. One, we told the Canadians that this is not the Government of India's policy. Two, we told the Canadians saying that, look, if you have something specific, if you have something relevant, let us know. We are open to looking at it. So, but to understand the context of it, in a way, because the picture is not complete without the context in a way, you also have to appreciate, Ken, that in the last few years, Canada actually has seen a lot of organized crime, relating to, the secessionist forces, organized crime, violence, extremism. They're all very, very deeply mixed up. So, in fact, we have been talking about specifics and information. We have actually been badgering the Canadians. We've given them a lot of information about organized crime leadership, which operates out of Canada. There are a large number of extradition requests. There are terrorist leaders who have been identified. So do understand that there is an environment out there. So that is important in a way to factor in. If you have to understand what is going on out there, and our concern is that it's really been very permissive because of political reasons. So we have a situation where actually our diplomats are threatened, our consulates have been attacked, and often comments are made about, there's interference in our politics. And a lot of this is often justified as saying, well, that's how democracies work. Sure. I mean, look, if somebody gives me something specific, it doesn't have to be restricted to Canada. But if there's any incident which, is an issue, and somebody gives me something specific as a government, I would look at it. Of course I would look at it.
Let's go across to our senior executive editor, Abhishek Kapoor, who joins us on the phone line. Abhishek, good morning. Abhishek, that's a very sharp reaction that we are getting from the External Affairs Minister to, the latest dip in relations between India and Canada. Not really mincing any words over there, Abhishek.
Well, Nupur, External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar is not known to be mincing words, so obviously he does have that plain speaking, that's his trademark, batting, straight bat, and telling things the way it is. Remember, what the import of Jaishankar's words is that this is essentially Canada's doing. There is an environment of permissiveness around the Khalistani activities, and in fact, look at the smartness with which the whole thing has been put in perspective. What the External Affairs Minister is telling the Canadians is that this is not just about Khalistanis, this is about a general state of lawlessness and extremism which is festering in Canada, which sometimes harms Canada as well. So obviously it's for the people of Canada to determine whether this is something which they should allow from their soil. And then he broadens the whole thing by saying that let's talk specifics. He says that we have given this information and these many times to the Canadians. We have shown them the evidence. We have shown them the proof. We have shown them the impact the activities of these gangsters, criminals, extremists, separatists is having on Indian society and politics. And yet they say, okay, fine, this is how democracy functions. And then he says that you have to give the specific information if you have any and you can't get away by saying this is how democracy functions when our diplomats, our embassies are getting attacked and getting threatened. So I think some plain speaking was expected. I think Dr. S. Jaishankar really waited for the right time, which is speaking from United States, from New York, and remember, from tomorrow onwards, he's going to be in Washington, D.C. for 3 days, and he's going to tell the American interlocutors also, I believe, that the manner in which the Americans have, because of their old existing alliance with Canada in terms of intelligence sharing, conducted themselves perhaps is not good for a new friendship. I think that message was subtly there when, in the last line, the External Affairs Minister said, when this applies to other jurisdictions also, if you have something, please share. Don't beat around the bush about, don't hide behind things like democracy, when the fact is this is about, absolute lack of rule of law and order, and general state of permissiveness towards crime, which ultimately even the home society is paying the price for.
Right now, Abhishek, very, very quickly, in that remark, he also talks about the fact that he believes that India is very, very concerned about how permissive the Canadian government is of these activities from their soil, given political reasons. Now, for the benefit of our viewers, break down what he means when he says there are political reasons for your support to these terrorist activities.
Well, yes, exactly. So I think that was the most important aspect of the External Affairs Minister's answer when he said that all this is happening in the backdrop of a political culture of political permissiveness that prevails in Canada. And remember, the question was specifically about Canada, and with Justin Trudeau speaking from his parliament making that allegation against India. It's been about a fortnight, and not a sliver of evidence or specifics having been shared by the Canadians with the Indian counterparts. I mean, I know, for example, I've been speaking to agencies, I've been speaking to those involved in these matters, and they say not a single communication whatsoever from the Canadian side in terms of whether they have any evidence, whether they have any specifics. They are, in fact, they have botched up the investigation of Hardeep Singh Nijjar's killing. They don't as yet have a single lead in terms of whom to arrest. They say there were 6 people involved. There is a grainy footage available. The manner in which the Royal Canadian Mounted Police responded and the Surrey Police responded, they took about half an hour to reach the spot. By that time, everything was over. We don't know where those people ran. So what Justin Trudeau is doing is perhaps posturing to hide the absolute incompetence of the security apparatus of Canada, which will come to bite them from the behind at some stage, because as I said, and as just Dr. S. Jaishankar was saying, in fact, Nupur, that this culture of permissiveness is ultimately causing a law and order situation in your own society. Please look into it.
All right, Abhishek Kapoor joining us on the broadcast. Thank you very much for that. So that's the latest comment that has come in from the External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar. He was speaking at a conclave in the US.
What we told the Canadians. One, we told the Canadians that this is not the government of India's policy. Two, we told the Canadians saying that, look, if you have something specific, if you have something relevant, let us know. We are open to looking at it. So, but to understand the context of it, in a way, because the picture is not complete without the context in a way, you also have to appreciate, Ken, that in the last few years, Canada actually has seen a lot of organized crime, relating to, the secessionist forces, organized crime, violence, extremism. They're all very, very deeply mixed up. So, in fact, we have been, talking about specifics and information. We have actually been badgering the Canadians. We have given them a lot of information about organized crime leadership, which operates out of Canada. There are a large number of extradition requests. There are terrorist leaders who have been identified. So do understand that there is an environment out there. So that is important in a way to to factor in if you have to understand what is going on out there. And our concern is that it's really been very permissive because of political reasons. So we have a situation where actually our diplomats are threatened, our consulates have been attacked, and often comments are made about there's interference in our politics, and a lot of this is often justified as saying, well, that's how democracies work. Sure. I mean, look, if somebody gives me something specific, it doesn't have to be restricted to Canada, but if there's any incident which is an issue, and somebody gives me something specific as a government, I would look at it. Of course I would look at it.
Hello, Moto.
Motorola, India's best 5G smartphone brand.
Laying the groundwork for the Centre's One Nation, One Poll proposal, the 22nd Law Commission will submit its final report today. The report is on the feasibility of holding simultaneous elections to the Lok Sabha and state assemblies. The court registration process of the fourth supplementary charge sheet in the 26/11 Mumbai terror attack case could not be completed Tuesday. The evidence against the Hawar Hussain Rana will now be presented today before court.
11 के हमले में जो एक साजिश करता तहाउर राना, उसके खिलाफ मुंबई क्राइम ब्रांच ने कल चार्जशीट दर्ज किया है और उसी के लिए आज कोर्ट में हम दरखास्त करने वाले हैं कि कॉग्निजेंस इसका लिया जाए, उसके खिलाफ नॉन बेलेबल वारंट इशू किया जाए। ये कोर्ट को दरखास्त करने वाले हैं। उसके बाद तहाउर राना के खिलाफ जो भी सबूत पाए गए हैं मुंबई क्राइम ब्रांच ने, वो कोर्ट में पेश किए और हमें पूरी आशा है कि तहाउर राना का इन्वॉल्वमेंट कहाँ तक है, इसकी पूरी जानकारी कोर्ट के सामने दी जाएगी।
The Delhi High Court is scheduled to pass an order today on a plea moved by Akasa Air against pilots who have resigned without serving the mandatory notice period. Airline sought direction from the DGCA to take action against these pilots. An electric multiple unit train coming from Shakur Basti railway station climbed at a platform in Mathura railway station. No casualties have been reported. Addressing the Indian National Science Academy in Delhi, ISRO Chief Somnath has said that we have a lot of missions in the conceptual phase. A mission to the Venus is already configured. Payloads have been deployed for it. In the presence of Chief Minister Pushkar Singh Dhami, the Uttarakhand government has signed an MOU with Usha Breco Limited Chairman Prashant Jawar in London for an investment of 1,000 crore rupees in Uttarakhand. The Ministry of Home Affairs has issued a notification saying that AFSPA has been extended for another 6 months in Dimapur, Newland, Kipre, Noklak, Fake and Feren districts in Nagaland and areas falling within jurisdiction of the Kusama, Kohima North, Kohima South, Zubza and Kezocha police station in Kohima district. The NHRC has sent a notice to the Bihar government and the state's police chief over reports that a woman belonging to a scheduled caste was allegedly brutally assaulted, stripped and urinated upon in a village in Patna. You are watching Republic TV. Coming up next, Law Commission will be submitting its report to Ramnath-led, Kovind-led panel. Will simultaneous polls now become a reality? And for the Prime Minister, who's on a 2-day visit to Gujarat, it's a packed day today.
We are now called as Republic Kannada here in Karnataka.
Republic Kannada has officially launched.
So today we dedicate Republic Kannada to the people of Karnataka.
We are now called as Republic Kannada here in Karnataka.
Republic Kannada has officially launched.
So today we dedicate Republic Kannada to the people of Karnataka.
We are now called as Republic Kannada here in Karnataka.
Republic Kannada has officially launched.
So today we dedicate Republic Kannada to the people of Karnataka.
We are now called as Republic Kannada here in Karnataka.
Republic Kannada has officially launched.
So today we dedicate Republic Kannada to the people of Karnataka.
Hello, Moto. Motorola, India's best 5G smartphone brand.
Now, the trio of Manu Bhaker, Isha Singh and Rhythm Sangwan have clinched India's 4th gold medal at the ongoing 19th Asian Games, pipping China to the top spot in the women's 25-meter pistol team event. Now, India finished with a total of 1,759 and it needed them to be every bit as good as possible because China were not far behind at 1,756. So that's just a difference of 3 points. Bhaker, who had topped the standings at the end of day 1, continued with her brilliant shooting in the rapid stage to put up a total of 590 and then top the standings. And still to come, from Rajasthan to the national capital, NIA conducts raids over 51 locations. Pro-Khalistani elements are on target.
Three, two, one. We are now called as Republic Kannada here in Karnataka.
Republic Kannada has officially launched.
Today we dedicate Republic Kannada to the people of Karnataka.
We are now called as Republic Kannada here in Karnataka.
Republic Kannada has officially launched.
Today we dedicate Republic Kannada to the people of Karnataka.
1. We are now called as Republic Kannada here in Karnataka.
Republic Kannada has officially launched.
So today we dedicate Republic Kannada to the people of Karnataka.
We are now called as Republic Kannada here in Karnataka.
Republic Kannada has officially launched.
So today we dedicate Republic Kannada to the people of Karnataka.
We are now called as Republic Kannada here in Karnataka.
Republic Kannada has officially launched.
So today we dedicate Republic Kannada to the people of Karnataka.
We are now called as Republic Kannada here in Karnataka.
Republic Kannada has officially launched.
So today we dedicate Republic Kannada to the people of Karnataka.
We are now called as Republic Kannada here in Karnataka.
Republic Kannada has officially launched.
So today we dedicate Republic Kannada to the people of Karnataka.
We are now called as Republic Kannada here in Karnataka.
Republic Kannada has officially launched.
So today we dedicate Republic Kannada to the people of Karnataka.
Kannada here in Karnataka.
Republic Kannada has officially launched.
So today we dedicate Republic Kannada to the people of Karnataka.
We are now called as Republic Kannada here in Karnataka.
Republic Kannada has officially launched.
So today we dedicate Republic Kannada to the people of Karnataka.
Good morning, welcome back. You are watching Live and Breaking on Republic TV and I'm Nupur Talwar Suri. First up, we take you through the top headlines at 10 o'clock. All-out action against Khalistani terrorists. Multiple state raids are conducted in connection to three cases. From Rajasthan to the national capital, the NIA raids across 51 locations. Pro-Khalistani elements are on target.
Nor must we countenance that political convenience determines responses to terrorism, extremism and violence. Cannot be exercises in cherry picking.
A strong message to Canada, says Trudeau government, justifying attacks in the name of democracy.
I must step down as your speaker. I reiterate my profound regret for my error in recognizing an individual in the House during the joint address to Parliament of President Zelensky. That public recognition has caused pain to individuals and communities.
Facing embarrassment for honoring a Nazi veteran, Trudeau blames the House Speaker who resigns. Law Commission to submit a report to Ramnath Kovind-led panel. Will simultaneous polls become a reality soon? And it's a packed agenda for Prime Minister Modi in Gujarat. He's set to attend a plethora of events. Now, even as the NIA crackdown on Khalistani terrorists continues, we are now getting inside details of the action that is taking place. Now, 150 NIA officials are part of teams conducting raids. Raids are being conducted, we are told, at about 51 locations. Senior officers from the NIA are also part of the crackdown. Now, over 150 pro-Khalistani terrorists and gangsters are on the radar, and their operations are believed to span various countries, including the US, UAE, Thailand, Philippines, and Canada, is what the NIA is investigating. Now, the NIA is conducting raids in 6 states in 3 cases in 51 locations. Let's go across to Gursimran, who's reporting from Jammu on this. Gursimran, give us details about these raids that are being conducted. How many of these are being conducted in Punjab and Jammu?
See, when it comes to the raids that are being conducted, the majority of raids are being conducted in Punjab at around 30 locations in the 4 to 5 districts of Punjab, and then in Haryana, followed by Rajasthan and National Capital Region and New Delhi. Now coming to the details that we are getting, that how this operation was planned. This operation was planned in the third week of September. The teams were found 4 days prior to the raids that were carried out. And one more thing that is coming, that 150 officers are part of the team of the National Investigation Agency that is carrying out these raids. 2 to 4 officers in every location that is being raided, in every 51, in each location of the 51 locations, 2 to 4 officers are part of the team that is carrying out the raids, and also more than a dozen senior officers of the NIA are part of the team, and almost 3 to 4 officers are in each and every state that is being raided. We are being told that 2 senior IPS officers based in Chandigarh were given the task for the execution of the raids. They prepared an exact full-fledged data of these associates of the Khalistan terror and the gangster network, and then it was shared with the headquarters, which formed the team 4 days prior to the raids that are being now carried out. So these are the inside details that we are getting. Apart from this, the raids are being conducted in connection with the 3 FIRs, 2 FIRs that were registered in 2022, FIR number 37 and 39 in the New Delhi police station, that is a headquarter police station of the National Investigation Agency, and 1 FIR number 22 was registered in this year 2023 in the NIA headquarters police station, and this one of the 3 FIR marks a mention of the involvement of Ashdeep Dalla, Lakhvinder Landa, Harvinder Rinda, and also Goldie Barad, and this also marks a mention of the Khalistani Tiger Force, which is instrumental in smuggling of weapons and explosives into the Indian territory from across the border. One person identified as Zora from Firozpur has been detained, as Amandeep is sharing this detail with us. He has now been taken to the NIA headquarters in Chandigarh, where he will be questioned thoroughly. And post that, we are today getting to know from the senior officials that arrests are very much likely in the raids that are conducted across 51 locations in multiple states. Nupur.
Stay with us. Let's also bring in Gursimran, who's reporting from outside. I beg your pardon, Simran, who's reporting from outside the NIA office. We've also got Piyush Oria, I think, joining us from Chandigarh. But coming to you first, Simran. Simran, you're outside the NIA's office in the national capital. Now, all these raids essentially are being coordinated from New Delhi. Tell us what you're hearing.
Well, yes, definitely. We are around the headquarters of the NIA, and this has been definitely the epicenter from where all the coordination of the raids, which have been prominently across 6 states and at 51 locations, essentially has been situated at. And we are around the office premises right now. The security outside the NIA office has also been heightened. Nobody is actually allowed to be there, and it is usually no photography, no videography area zone. Especially in this regards of the major crackdown against the Khalistani terror nexus group and the forces who have been operating on a foreign soil and minting a lot of operations from the here at the Indian soil and from the Indian roots by taking the Hawala transaction. The raid is targeting towards such kind of operations that have been operating since years, and in the context of the operations which have been going by the Khalistani forces amid the escalating tensions between India and Canada. And as of now, we are also been getting inputs by other colleagues of ours that the raids are being conducted in Firozpur as well, and in Jaipur especially. In Moga right now, fresh round of raids have also been conducted at the premises of other people who have been suspected. And as inputs are also coming in, it is very much likely that arrest will also be taken further, and more raids are also expected to be seen and to be reported in the hours to come. As even this morning, we have seen how a fresh series of action by the NIA has escalated a big crackdown on the Khalistani forces who are trying to radicalize the youth, also by taking these operations which have been going on since years. And in such a big crackdown, more kind of arrests and developments are also expected in the hours to come.
All right. Now, Piyush is reporting also from Chandigarh. Now, Piyush, a large part of the focus in these cases by the NIA has been on Moga district of Punjab. Now, two of the accused in this particular case, one is of course Arsh Dalla, comes from there. We are also given to understand that he has connections with the notorious Canadian gangster Goldie Brar. So detail for us what's happening in Moga currently, and also tell us more about Arsh Dalla.
So I will just tell you one thing. You rightly mentioned, Nupur, that yes, Arshdeep Dalla does belong to Moga, but right now he is present in Canada. And in fact, while I'm speaking to you, it has been told to us by the sources that one person from Firozpur has been detained by NIA in connection to the connection with Arshdeep Dalla. Now, as you rightly mentioned that Arshdeep Dalla belongs to Moga, but he's in Canada. However, he has a rivalry with Goldie Brar, who in turn is associated with the Lawrence Bishnoi gang. Arshdeep Dalla, in the other side, is associated with Davinder Babbiha Bhagwanpuria gang, who has in the past have their association with Khalistani sympathizing network. In fact, while I speak, I should also tell you that not only Arshdeep Dalla, but his brother Gagandeep Dhalla, also, who is there right now in Dubai, is also on the radar of the National Investigative Agency. So in connection to this, there are massive raids that are being conducted in the 51 locations spanned around 66 states, in which Punjab is the main focus. And as rightly pointed out by my colleague Gursimran, that there are over 4 to 5 districts, which includes Moga, Taran Taran, Patiala, Amritsar, Bhatinda. These are some of the locations where right now the raids are being conducted. But not only in Punjab, as we know that these anti-national elements also have their connection with a large number of gangsters. For example, Arshdeep Dalla is being associated with gangsters like Kaushal Chaudhary, Neeraj Dabas, Sunny Dagar. So yes, you see most of these gangs are present in Haryana. So there are also large number of raids that are being conducted in Haryana and in National Capital Region like Gurugram, where some of these gangsters and associates that were associated with Arshdeep Dalla are situated. Having said that, not only Arshdeep Dalla, the NIA also have their eyes, their vigilant eyes on the gangs of Lawrence Bishnoi gang. Mind you, Davinder Bambiha gang, which is associated with Arshdeep Dalla, and Lawrence Bishnoi Goldie Brar gang are rivals. Having said that, even though they have their rivalry in crimes related to narcotics, supply of ammunition, there are also ample evidences now that have been found that how these gangs are also in a way associated with anti-national activities. For example, Arshdeep Dalla is being found heading the Khalistani Tiger Force. On the other hand, Harvinder Singh Rinda is being found to be heading the Babbar Khalsa International. There are also a lot of other gangsters that are present in Pakistan, Australia, Germany, and UK that are believed to be funding these gangsters, making them get committed in organized criminal activities, and in turn the money is being channeled out of the country. So all this financial network, who are the associates that are involved, all this is being investigated by the NIA in the ongoing raid. Back to the studio.
All right, let's also get in a word from Jaipur, where Vishal joins us. Vishal, give us more details of the raids that are being conducted in Rajasthan now. All right, I don't think Vishal can hear us, but I'm going to put that question across to Gursimran right now. Gursimran, we are given to understand that Dalla was someone who was actually working under the KTF chief Nijjar, who was slain in Canada. And the linkages and the dossier that has been made by the NIA essentially links the two and details the kind of activities that they were spearheading back home in India.
See, the role of Arshdeep Dalla is almost the second in command for the Hardeep Nijjar because what Nijjar was planning is being executed with the help of local cadres by Arshdeep Dalla. Though Arshdeep Dalla comes from a background that can be considered as a gangster background, but since the time he has come in contact with Hardeep Nijjar, he has turned into a terrorist. He has been booked under the UAPA, but moreover, his involvement has surfaced in many of the cases where he gave instruction for dropping of weapons and explosives into the Indian territory using the drones. So he has shifted his from being a gangster to being a terrorist who is operating from the foreign soil and on the directions of Hardeep Nijjar. He was executing this dropping of smuggling of weapons and explosives from across the border. This remains to be the prime task which he was tasked to, being the second in command of Hardeep Nijjar. Now coming to this Arshdeep Dalla, he was instrumental not only in this but also in the killing of prominent personalities in Punjab and also hatching conspiracy to carry out more such killings. This is what the agencies are now looking into, minute by minute detail of the calls that he has made. Even one person who has been detained and now being taken to the Chandigarh headquarters of the National Investigation Agency. He was in touch with Arshdeep Dalla, and there are some chats that have been recovered in which there were some exchange of photos of the weapons that has taken place between Arshdeep Dalla and Zora, who hails from the Firozpur. See, so what it seems in case of Zora, who has been detained from Firozpur, that he has been looed of money because he was in dire need of money. That is what the officials are telling us as per the family background check that they had. So possibly for money he has lured Zora into his force and was trying to smuggle arms and ammunition through him. So that is what has emerged so far in the investigation that has been carried out.
All right. All right, let's go back now to Simran right now. Simran, the information that we are getting seems to suggest that the raids are largely focused in Punjab right now. Now, there are 3 cases that the NIA is investigating. 2 of them were filed earlier. One has been filed recently. So give us more details about these cases.
Well, yes, there are total 3 cases, as you rightly said, and out of these 3, 2 were actually filed in 2022, and right now the fresh series of raids that we have been reporting also from Punjab has been also situated and locally isolated to Moga as well. And essentially when we talk about these raids, it has also come after 51 locations prominently including 6 states were actually told to be targeted by the NIA agencies in view of these networks and these nexus that have been operating underground. And especially when we talk about these Moga raids, which we are given to told that even in Firozpur this morning, many teams of the NIA have been conducting searches, and in the hours to come, it is even more expected that other locations in Punjab could also be targeted. More searches will be conducted, and apart from Firozpur and Moga in Punjab, such more series of raids will also be seen, and expected more action can be expected from other locations as well. Even we are reporting on the ongoing series of raids from the morning. It is expected that arrests could also be taken at other prominent locations around the country to dig out more such information that is possible to actually come and give some substance to the nexus that have been operating with these gangsters who are operating on the foreign soil and taking the help of the ground root workers and people present here in the separate, distant, remote locations and in different states in India to peddle and to take out hawala transactions, to take out drugs and the supply of arms and ammunition to fund these banned organizations. Back to you.
All right, I'm going to go back across on the ground to Gursimran. I believe, Gursimran, you have some new information that you can share with us. Please go ahead.
Yes, see, the details that we are getting to know from the sources in the National Investigation Agency that the calls made by Rinda, Landa and Arshdeep Dalla to the local cadres is under the scanner of the National Investigation Agency. The timeline that we have given that the calls that were made from the April 2023 to July 2023 has raised the suspicion of the National Investigation Agency. The calls were made over the internet and also the financial irregularities that have been found in the accounts of many of those being raided today has raised the eyebrows of the agency, after which the raids were planned. So now we are getting some of the concrete information that what led to the suspicion on these 51 people, those who are being raided. They were directly or indirectly in touch with all three Khalistani radical commanders, be it Landa, Rinda or Arshdeep Dalla. This is what we are getting to know from the officials. So the calls were made over the internet. That is what we are getting to know. Even in some cases there are chats that have been recovered. Some chats have been recovered from the mobile phones, while some of the chats agency suspect has been erased by those who were in touch with the Arshdeep Dalla, Landa or Harvinder Rinda. So this is what the agency is now probing into, as many of the mobile phones are being scanned by the agency. In a short while from now, we will be getting some more information about the agency's raids that are underway. But now what we are getting to know is that there are calls that have been made over the internet and the financial irregularities that have been found in the bank accounts of the accused, because what agencies suspect that those out of the 51, those who are involved in the Khalistani radical activities, they have been lured of money. They were given money in exchange of carrying out the acts that are detrimental to the security of the and unity of the Union of India. So now the agency is looking into every possible angle, but it was the calls over the internet and the financial irregularities that raised the suspicion based on which the NIA has planned today's raids. The raids were planned in the third week of September. Teams were formed 4 days prior to the raids. More than 150 officials are taking part in the raids. Over a dozen senior officers are also part of the teams that are carrying out raids. The senior officers, 3 to 4 senior officers have been deployed in every state that is being raided. 2 IPS officers based in Chandigarh were given the task for the execution of the raids. This is what we are getting to know, and the raids are in connection with the 3 FIRs, 2 registered in 2022 and 1 that got registered in this year only, 2023, the FIR number 22. That remains to be most important FIR. That is what we are being told as of now. Yes.
All right, let's get in a word from Ratan Negi, who's also joining us from Dehradun, I think. Ratan, good morning. Tell us more about where you're reporting from. We understand that there is a raid going on currently, even as we speak.
देखिए, उत्तराखंड की अगर बात की जाए तो राष्ट्रीय सुरक्षा जांच एजेंसी के गैंगस्टर और खालिस्तान आतंक के खिलाफ के देश के जो कई राज्यों में छापेमारी की जा रही है, उसके चलते उत्तराखंड के उधमसिंह नगर और बाजपुर में अभी भी राष्ट्रीय सुरक्षा एजेंसी की छानबीन यहाँ पर जारी है। ये इसके साथ ही अगर बात की जाए देहरादून की हम आपको लोकेशन बता रहे हैं। देहरादून में देखिए, यहाँ पर इस मकान के अंदर, ये मकान परिचित नेगी का ये मकान है और यहाँ पर इस वक्त जो टीम है, यहाँ पर एनआई की टीम, उसने यहाँ पर रेड डाली है और इस पूरे मकान में आप देख सकते हैं ये गन हाउस का मालिक है। गन हाउस के मालिक का नाम परिचित नेगी बताया जा रहा है। गन हाउस का मालिक बीते 2 साल पहले दिल्ली पुलिस ने गन हाउस के जो मालिक है परिचित नेगी को, इसको गिरफ्तार भी किया था। 2000 से अधिक गोलियों के साथ ये अरेस्ट यहाँ पर हुआ था और खालिस्तान लिबरेशन फ्रंट को गोलियां सप्लाई करने की सूचना भी यहाँ पर जो है वो यहाँ पर मिल रही है। हवाले के जरिए से पैसा भेजने का भी आरोप यहाँ पर लग रहा है। तो इस वक्त देहरादून की अगर हम बात की जाए, देहरादून के क्लाइमेट टाउन थाना क्षेत्र के अंदर ये स्थान यहाँ पर पड़ता है। यहाँ पर देहरादून के जो गन हाउस का जो मालिक है, उनके घर की यहाँ पर रेड चल रही है और गन हाउस का मालिक है, उसका नाम परिचित नेगी बताया जा रहा है। इससे पहले भी दिल्ली पुलिस ने उसको अरेस्ट किया था और इस वक्त एनआई की जो टीम है वो यहाँ पर मौजूद है। इसके साथ ही अगर बात की जाए तो उत्तराखंड के अंदर बाजपुर और उधमसिंह नगर के अंदर भी लगातार रेड यहाँ पर जारी है, वहां पर भी लगातार कार्रवाई की जा रही है। उत्तराखंड के अंदर बताया जा रहा है कि दर्जन भर ऐसे स्थान है जहां पर इस वक्त एनआई की रेड जारी है। जी
With NIA conducting raids on 51 locations spanned across 6 states, Republic gives you minute-to-minute update of what actually the investigative forces are doing to crack down on the Khalistani network that is in turn connected with the dreaded gangsters. Stay tuned to Republic Media Network as we give you minute-to-minute updates. See you on the other side of the break.
Three, two, one. We are now called as Republic Kannada here in Karnataka.
Republic Kannada has officially launched.
So today we dedicate Republic Kannada to the people of Karnataka.
Three, two, one. We are now called as Republic Kannada here in Karnataka.
Republic Kannada has officially launched.
So today we dedicate Republic Kannada to the people of Karnataka.
Three, two, one. We are now called as Republic Kannada here in Karnataka.
Republic Kannada has officially launched.
So today we dedicate Republic Kannada to the people of Karnataka.
Three, two, one. We are now called as Republic Kannada here in Karnataka.
Republic Kannada has officially launched.
So today we dedicate Republic Kannada to the people of Karnataka.
Three, two, one. We are now called as Republic Kannada here in Karnataka.
Republic Kannada has officially launched.
Hello, Moto. Motorola, India's best 5G smartphone brand.
And State Investigation Unit in Jammu and Kashmir is carrying out raids at multiple locations in South Kashmir's Pulwama and Shopian. Zina joins us on the phone line. She has more details. Good morning, Zina. Tell us more, please.
These are the SIA is carrying out raids at the multiple locations in South Kashmir, Pulwama, Shopian and Anantnag. And the raids are underway in connection with the investigation in the case of killing of ATM guard Sanjay Sharma of Little Pulwama, who was killed in February this year.
Right. Azina, thank you for joining us. And coming up next, the Law Commission will be submitting its report to the panel led by Ramnath Kovind. And for the Prime Minister, who's on a 2-day visit to Gujarat, it's a packed agenda. Today, we get you details.
3, 2, 1. We are now called as Republic Kannada here in Karnataka.
Republic Kannada has officially launched.
Today we dedicate Republic Kannada to the people of Karnataka.
Three, 2, 1. We are now called as Republic Kannada here in Karnataka.
Republic Kannada has officially launched.
Today we dedicate Republic Kannada to the people of Karnataka.
Three, 2, 1. We are now called as Republic Kannada here in Karnataka.
Republic Kannada has officially launched.
Today we dedicate Republic Kannada to the people of Karnataka.
Three, 2, 1. We are now called as Republic Kannada here in Karnataka.
Republic Kannada has officially launched.
Today we dedicate Republic Kannada to the people of Karnataka.
Three, 2, 1.
All-out action against Khalistani terrorists NI conducts multi-state raids in connection to 3 cases. From Rajasthan to the national capital, NI raids across over 50 locations. Pro-Khalistani elements on target.
Nor must we countenance that political convenience determines responses to terrorism, extremism, and violence. Cannot be exercises in cherry picking.
External Affairs Minister's strong message to Canada, says Trudeau government justifying attacks in the name of democracy.
I must step down as your speaker. I reiterate my profound regret for my error in recognizing an individual in the House during the joint address to Parliament of President Zelensky. That public recognition has caused pain to individuals and communities.
Facing embarrassment for honoring a Nazi veteran, Trudeau blames House Speaker now, makes him resign. Law Commission to submit report to Kovind-led panel. Will simultaneous polls become a reality soon? It's a packed agenda for Prime Minister Modi in Gujarat, set to attend plethora of events today. Hello and welcome viewers. You're watching live and breaking on Republic TV. I'm Rukma. Well, in our top story, amid the India-Canada diplomatic standoff, External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar has slammed the Canadian government, asserting that it has justified attacks on Indian consulates and threats to diplomats as being within the scope of how democracies work. Also in response to Prime Minister of Canada Justin Trudeau's claim of possessing credible evidence implicating India in the assassination of Khalistan terrorist Hardeep Nijjar, External Affairs Minister Jaishankar stated that India remains open to examining any specific information that Canada may possess.
What we told the Canadians. One, we told the Canadians that this is not the government of India's policy. Two, we told the Canadians saying that, look, if you have something specific, if you have something relevant, let us know. We are open to looking at it. So, but to understand the context of it, in a way, because the picture is not complete without the context in a way, you also have to appreciate, Ken, that in the last few years, Canada actually has seen a lot of organized crime, relating to, the secessionist forces, organized crime, violence, extremism. They're all very, very deeply mixed up. So, in fact, we have been talking about specifics and information. We have actually been badgering the Canadians. We've given them a lot of information about organized crime leadership, which operates out of Canada. There are a large number of extradition requests. There are terrorist leaders who have been identified. So do understand that there is an environment out there. So that is important in a way to factor in. If you have to understand what is going on out there, and our concern is that it's really been very permissive because of political reasons. So we have a situation where actually our diplomats are threatened, our consulates have been attacked, and often comments are made about, there's interference in our politics. A lot of this is often justified as saying, well, that's how democracies work. Sure. I mean, look, if somebody gives me something specific, it doesn't have to be restricted to Canada. But if there's any incident which, is an issue, and somebody gives me something specific as a government, I would look at it. Of course I would look at it.
And facing embarrassment for honouring a Nazi veteran in the Canadian Parliament, Prime Minister Trudeau has now shifted the blame on the Speaker of Canada's House of Commons, who has now tendered his resignation for inviting the man who fought for a Nazi military unit during the Second World War to Parliament to attend a speech by the Ukrainian president. And so huge embarrassment for Justin Trudeau, but Trudeau fights off firefights by making his speaker take the blame.
Honor as a parliamentarian to have been elected by you, my peers, to serve as the Speaker of the House of Commons for the 43rd and 44th Parliament. I have acted as your humble servant of this House, carrying out the important responsibilities of this position to the very best of my abilities. The work of this House is above any of us. Therefore, I must step down as your Speaker. I reiterate my profound regret for my error in recognizing an individual in the House during the joint address to Parliament of President Zelensky. That public recognition has caused pain to individuals and communities, including the Jewish community in Canada and around the world, in addition to survivors of Nazi atrocities in Poland, among other nations. I accept full responsibility for my actions. My resignation is effective at the end of the sitting day tomorrow, Wednesday, September 27th, to allow preparations for the election of a new Speaker. Until that time, the Deputy Speakers will chair the House proceedings. As a parliamentarian.
And joining me now is Senior Executive Editor of Republic TV, Abhishek Kapoor. Abhishek, the windows on our screen actually say it all. On the one side, we have a Nazi veteran honored in the House of Commons. On the other, the Speaker taking full responsibility and resigning. How do you interpret this particular incident? A huge embarrassment for the Trudeau government, but Trudeau firefights by making his Speaker resign.
Well, you see, ideally it should be only seen as an internal matter of Canada and their politics. Something bad happened. A Nazi being treated like a hero in the Parliament. So obviously there had to be consequences. And since the invite goes in the name of the Speaker, and the Speaker is the Chief of the Parliament effectively everywhere, anywhere in the world, so he has taken moral responsibility and resigned. But I think you have to, because we are speaking from India, we have to connect with what's really happened over the last fortnight. And this was just waiting to happen, perhaps. Remember what External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar has said in New York at a think tank just about 6 hours back. He has said that there is a culture of permissiveness in Canada which is harming Canada itself in terms of lawlessness, extremism, separatism, festering in the society there. So I think this is symptomatic of this instance, which is not connected with India, is really symptomatic of the culture of permissiveness, which has reached the level where their institutions have become so disorienting that they do not understand or are not able to differentiate between or are not able to analyze invites in a manner that they see a former Nazi who was involved in deaths of hundreds, if not thousands of people at that time in the unfortunate era of World War II in Europe. So I think this is another example of how Canada has really lost its plot when it comes to the idea of a state, and much of the blame obviously has to go to the ruling party. The Speaker, of course, there taking responsibility and resigning, but then this is going to take a lot of cleansing, and the onus obviously is on the Canadian electorate and the Canadian people to see where their nation is headed to and if that's the right direction to take.
Many thanks, Abhishek, for joining us there and sharing your thoughts with us. While Trudeau shifts blame, although we'd like to be very clear, it's an internal matter of Canada, but another incident that brings to light the kind of permissive atmosphere that prevails in the name of democracy in Canada.
Hello, Moto. Motorola, India's best 5G smartphone brand.
And let's take a look now at some other top stories. Laying the groundwork for the centre's One Nation, One Poll proposal, the 22nd Law Commission will submit its final report today. The report is on the feasibility of holding simultaneous elections to the Lok Sabha and state assemblies. The court registration process of the fourth supplementary charge sheet in the 26/11 Mumbai terror attack could not be completed on Tuesday. The evidence against Kaur Rana will now be presented today before the court.
इस 11 के हमले में जो एक साजिश करता काउर राणा, उसके खिलाफ मुंबई क्राइम ब्रांच ने कल चार्जशीट दर्ज किया है और उसी के लिए आज कोर्ट में हम दरखास्त करने वाले हैं कि कॉग्निजेंस इसका लिया जाए, उसके खिलाफ नॉन बेलेबल वारंट इशू किया जाए। ये कोर्ट को दरखास्त करने वाले हैं। उसके बाद ताहौर राणा के खिलाफ जो भी सबूत पाए गए हैं मुंबई क्राइम ब्रांच ने, वो कोर्ट में पेश किए और हमें पूरी आशा है कि ताहौर राणा का इन्वॉल्वमेंट कहाँ तक है, इसकी पूरी जानकारी कोर्ट के सामने दी जाएगी।
Delhi High Court scheduled to pass an order today on a plea moved by Akasa Air against pilots who have resigned without serving the mandatory notice period. Airlines have sought directions from DGCA to take action against the pilots. An electric multiple unit train coming from Shakur Basti railway station climbed atop a platform in Mathura railway station. No casualties reported so far. Addressing the Indian National Science Academy in Delhi, ISRO chief Somnath has said, I quote, "We have a lot of missions in the conceptual phase. A mission to Venus is already configured. Payloads have already been developed for it." In the presence of Chief Minister Pushkar Singh Dhami, the Uttarakhand government signed an MOU with Usha Breco Limited chairman Prashant Jhawar in London for an investment of 1,000 crore rupees in Uttarakhand. MHA notification has said that AFSPA has been extended for another 6 months in Dimapur in Nagaland and various other places and Peren districts in Nagaland, in the areas failing which the jurisdiction of Kohima North, Kohima South, Zubza and Kezocha police stations in Kohima district. NHRC sends notice to Bihar government and the state's police chief over reports that a woman belonging to scheduled caste was allegedly brutally assaulted, stripped and urinated upon in a village in Patna. And coming up in other news that we are tracking, raids across 50 plus locations by the NIA from Rajasthan to the national capital. Pro-Khalistani elements on target. Also, Law Commission to submit report to Kovind-led panel. Will simultaneous polls become a reality soon?
Three, two, one. We are now called as Republic Kannada here in Karnataka.
Republic Kannada has officially launched.
So today we dedicate Republic Kannada to the people of Karnataka.
Three, two, one. We are now called as Republic Kannada here in Karnataka.
Republic Kannada has officially launched.
So today we dedicate Republic Kannada to the people of Karnataka.
Three, two, one. We are now called Kannada here in Karnataka.
Republic Kannada has officially launched.
So today we dedicate Republic Kannada to the people of Karnataka.
We are now called as Republic Kannada here in Karnataka.
Republic Kannada has officially launched.
So today we dedicate Republic Kannada to the people of Karnataka.
We are now called as Republic Kannada here in Karnataka.
Republic Kannada has officially launched.
Breaking news coming in from China, where the Asian Games are underway. India has clinched yet another gold medal. This time in the 50 meters rifle 3 positions individual event, where we have won a gold. And it's the 5th gold for India at the Asian Games 2023. Underway in China. This in the rifle event. The Sift Samra has bagged the gold in Samra has bagged gold in the 50-meter rifle 3 position individual event. It's the 5th gold for India. And joining me now is my colleague Rakshita on the phone line for more on this. Rakshita, well, good news. India does it again at the Asian Games, shining in the rifle event. It's Sift Samra, this time around bagging another gold, the 5th gold for India.
Absolutely, it's a very, good news for India. And of course, shooting has been one, sport where India has been clinching medals. Unfortunately, in the Olympics in Tokyo, there was a very dismal performance, a very disappointing performance by the shooting team. It was a shocker. But now we see that our, at least at the Asian Games, that our athletes are actually now proving their mettle. Indian shooters are literally, running riot. Sift Samra, as you mentioned, she set a new world record in Hangzhou. And she clinched gold, broke the world record, the Asian record in women's 50-meter rifle, 3 positions individual event. Also, we have, Manu Bhaker, one of our young stars of shooting. India clinched gold medal in women's 25-meter pistol team event. And Manu Bhaker, Isha Singh, Rhythm Sangwan were part of this team and stunning the opponents with an amazing performance. In fact, Manu Bhaker topped qualification in the women's 25-meter pistol event, with the Isha finishing in 5th place, with them taking the 7th spot. And there was, of course, this is another medal from our shooting team. Just 2 days back, we had our men's team also clinching the gold in shooting. So, of course, this is, India is literally going for gold, 5th gold in total. If you talk about the medal tally, 5 gold, 5 silver, and 7 bronze medals. So this, of course, is great news. And we look forward to some more today on day 4.
Right, Rakshit, the Indian shooters running riot, Sift, Kaur, Samra, setting a new world record. In fact, that's what reports are telling us in Hangzhou. It's day 4 of the Asian Games there. And Rakshita, many thanks for joining us. Coming up after a very short break, from Rajasthan to the national capital, NIA raids over 50 locations. Pro-Khalistani elements on target. Also coming up, facing embarrassment for honouring a Nazi veteran in the House of Commons, Trudeau blames House Speaker now, makes him resign.
We are now called as Republic Kannada here in Karnataka.
Republic Kannada has officially launched.
So today we dedicate Republic Kannada to the people of Karnataka.
We are now called as Republic Kannada here in Karnataka.
Republic Kannada has officially launched.
So today we dedicate Republic Kannada to the people of Karnataka.
We are now called as Republic Kannada here in Karnataka.
Republic Kannada has officially launched.
So today we dedicate Republic Kannada to the people of Karnataka.
And you're watching Live and Breaking here on Republic, and in more news that's coming in.
Smartphone brand.
So the BJP's mission Rajasthan moves on. Even as JP Nadda that you see on your screens there is on the campaign trail there. Both are JP Nadda and Home Minister Amit Shah to attend a key meet, as the Bharatiya Janata Party will be holding a meet in Jaipur today regarding the assembly elections there. And from Rajasthan to the national capital, NIA raids across over 50 locations. Pro-Khalistani elements on target. Also coming up, Law Commission to submit report to Coven-led panel. Will simultaneous polls become a reality soon?
Three, two, one. We are now called as Republic Kannada here in Karnataka.
Republic Kannada has officially launched.
dedicate Republic Kannada to the people of Karnataka.
We are now called as Republic Kannada here in Karnataka.
Republic Kannada has officially launched.
So today we dedicate Republic Kannada to the people of Karnataka.
We are now called as Republic Kannada here in Karnataka.
Republic Kannada has officially launched.
So today we dedicate Republic Kannada to the people of Karnataka.
Hello, Moto. Motorola, India's best 5G smartphone brand.
And here's a reminder of our big stories. All-out action against Khalistani terrorists. The NIA conducts multi-state raids in connection with 3 cases. From Rajasthan to the national capital, the NIA raids across 51 locations. Pro-Khalistani elements are on target. S. Jaishankar, strong message to Canada, says Trudeau government is justifying attacks in the name of democracy. Facing embarrassment for honouring Nazi veteran, Trudeau blames House Speaker now makes him resign. And the Law Commission is to submit its report to the Ramnath Kovind-led panel. Will simultaneous polls soon become a reality? Well, we are now getting more details about the NIA action that we are seeing in about 5 states. So there are 51 locations that are being raided by the NIA in connection with the Khalistan terrorist gangster links that are being investigated. Let's go across to Piyush Odi, who's reporting from Chandigarh on this. Piyush, any new information that you are now coming by? We are getting pictures, of course, of raids that are being conducted in Mansa, Bhatinda, Moga and Surajgarh.
So, as you rightly mentioned, that there are raids that are being conducted in several locations of Punjab, and right now we are at a place where actually the NIA vehicle is there along with the Punjab police in Chandigarh. So we expect that they are in process of finding a place where actually there can be a raid that can be conducted. So yes, you can see over here that there is a vehicle of Punjab police, and also the grey Toyota Innova that you can find over here is that of the NIA official vehicle. So yes, the NIA officials along with the Punjab police are trying to find several whereabouts, not only in parts of Punjab but also over here in Chandigarh from where I am reporting, to find out if they can get some very vital leads, some very big evidences on the gangster terror nexus that involved the vast complicated network of the Lawrence Bishnohi Goldi Barar gang on one side and Davinder Bambiha, Lucky Patyal and Bhagwan Puria gang on the other hand. Now, why this gangster terror network is also important at the first place is because most of the gangsters that have now moved to places like Canada and other countries like Arshdeep Dalla, Harvinder Singh Renda, Lakhvinder Singh Landa have now become Khalistani sympathizers, and with the tacit help which they are receiving from ISI, the proof of which again has been given in public domain by agencies through their investigation, it has been revealed that how a sinister network is being created wherein the money which these gangsters get through extortion, through illegal liquor trade, through narcotics is then funneled out in terms of purchasing weapons and drugs from Pakistan, and then further this money is taken out through Hawala route and through money transfer service schemes to countries like Canada, where propagation of Khalistani ideology and other anti-national activities are being carried out. So you can see that Gurpadman Singh Pannu, a person who heads Sikh for Justice, is being heading several programs, the money of which perhaps may be coming from the sinister gangster terror network, the nexus of which right now is being unraveled by the NIA through the multiple raids which it is being conducting. Back to the studio.
All right. Stay with us, Piyush. I think we've also got Gursimran joining us live from Jammu for more details. Gursimran, now one of the things that the NIA has been focusing on, of course, is the narco-terror nexus, as well as, you know, the arms that are being smuggled in from Pakistan. So give us more details on that aspect.
See, the raids are underway at the three locations, so that total goes to 51 is the number of locations where raids are underway. And one of the locations where Piyush is also reporting live from, where the NIA teams along with the Punjab police have reached, as there are regular reports that there will be subsequent raids that will be conducted based on the first raids, first set of raids that were conducted in a well-coordinated manner earlier today morning. Now what we are getting to know that around 150 officials from the National Investigation Agency, they are part of these operations, those who have been headed by around a dozen senior officers who are monitoring the raids. In each state, 2 to 3 senior officers are camping for the raids, and 2 IPS officers based in Chandigarh were tasked for the execution of raids. These raids are based on the call details and the financial irregularities and the financial transactions that have taken place between Harvinder Rinda to their cadres, between Arshdeep Dalla to their cadres in Punjab, and also Lakhbir Landa to their quarters in Punjab. So based on the voice over internet protocol calls and also the financial irregularities, these raids are being conducted. Apart from that, what we are getting to know that from April to July is the time when some specific calls were made, be it for the smuggling of weapons or to carry out the killings of some high-profile personalities in Punjab by these Khalistani radical elements, based on which the NIA got some of the evidences, based on which in the 3rd week of September the raids were planned. 4 days prior to the raids, that is somewhere on 22nd of September, the teams were formed, and then the raids the locations were charted out. The recce of the locations was carried out by the teams of the National Investigation Agency, so as to make it double sure that they are on the right spot and they get the person they are looking for. And now today morning, in a well coordinated manner, these meticulously planned raids were carried out by the agency, in which so far one person named Zora has been detained by the National Investigation Agency from Firozpur, and he is being taken to the NIA headquarters in Chandigarh, where he will be questioned. Some of the digital devices and the SIM cards that have been recovered from Zora and other people who are part of this entire nexus will now be scanned thoroughly by the agency, post which we can expect that there will be some arrests taking place. Yes.
All right, let's also bring in Simran, who's reporting from outside the NIA's office in New Delhi. Simran, any new information that you are getting by? Simran, can you hear me? Simran, if you can hear me, please give us details of what you're hearing right now from your sources within the NIA. Simran, of course, is reporting from outside the NIA's office in the national capital.
After we have seen what has unfolded in Uttarakhand, and we have been seeing not just Uttarakhand, there are many hideouts which the NIA especially targeting and putting their teams across in the presence of officers who have been supervising these raids and conducting them especially at these hideouts to dig out the nexus of the gangs. And one such important raid has also been given to, we have been told that in Rohtak it has been given, where a member of a Bhavania gang has also been raided at the Rohtak premises. And when after the raid was conducted in the Barnala area also, there has been reports of a raid conducted at a Granthi of a Gurdwara, as his son was involved in some connections with the gangsters who have been operating on the foreign soil. These have been the fresh details that have been coming after, the raids we have been telling about in Jaipur, Punjab, Uttarakhand and Delhi NCR. Over 50 locations has been going on in the fresh series of these raids that has been conducted by the NIA in Rohtak and Barnala. These are the two latest raids that have been also conducted, and especially in Uttarakhand, where our colleague has also informed us that the person named Zora, who has been raided because of the alleged links with the Arshdeep Dalla, has also been raided. Now all these people who have been at the lens of the security agency, especially in the connection with the terror nexus that has been unfolding since many months to carry out the funding and to carry out the Hawala transactions to help out these big syndicates that have been operating on the foreign soil, including US, Canada, Europe, and who have been actually at the very prominence of these agencies to be caught, will be now looked at with a higher lens of security and with a higher lens of scrutiny as well. Back to you.
All right, let's go back across to Piyush now. Piyush, what we are given to understand is that the NIA is focusing largely on these petty criminals who actually then turned into gang leaders and have been carrying out these terrorist activities from foreign soil, but have been recruiting ground agents in Punjab to target not just businessmen but also people who are perhaps involved in the pop industry in Punjab.
So while I speak, Nupur, I'll just want to show you the images. This is the image which has been given to you by my video journalist Vijay Ranbir. Here you can see that there is a Punjab police vehicle, and the grey Innova which you can see over here, that belongs to NIA, which also have its officials. And while I'm speaking to you right now, I can tell you that there is a raid which is being conducted over here in the outskirts of Chandigarh as well. So you can understand that how vast and how big actually the network of these terror gangster network actually is. And you rightly mentioned that one of the major reasons that why these terror gangster network is such big is because of the petty criminals which at least these gangsters have been able to get. Now, while we are focusing on namely three major people, that is Arshdeep Dalla, Lakhvinder Singh Landa and Harvinder Singh Rinda, who are based in Canada and Pakistan reportedly. What needs to be also understood is that these people in turn are associated with Lawrence Bishnoi, Goldie Barar gang on one side, and on the other side, Davinder Bambiha, who is dead, but now his empire is being managed by a person known as Lucky Patyal and Jagwant Singh Bhanganpuria. So these two people, these two gangs are the people from which these people are associating with. Moreover, these two gangs have from these several locations in Punjab, Haryana, Rajasthan, Uttarakhand have deployed and employed several people who are giving them weapons, who are extorting money, and also who are the ones who are trying through Hawala route sending out the money to outside countries. So yes, through these raids, the NIA is trying to break the backbone of this terror gangster nexus, which for long has been a very dangerous sign towards harming the national interest of the country. It started off with the organized crime, but then subsequently taking into consideration that how much money was there as far as harming the national interest of the country also was concerned. These gangsters got associated with these gangsters like Arshdeep Dalla, Lakhvinder Singh Landa and Harvinder Singh Linda, which in turn are being helped and supported by ISI. So yes, this is a vast complicated network, and that's why you see that NIA has come to investigate this entire matter, and in several places, including the one from where I am reporting from, the raids are being conducted, and vital evidences and leads are being taken out of how actually are these people getting in touch with them, how the financial network is being established, and ultimately how the money is being funneled out. Back to the studio.
All right, Piyush, Ori, Simran as well as Gursimran, for the moment, thank you very much for joining us, all three of you. We will keep coming back to you in the course of the day to get more details. Now, IT raids have been conducted at more than 10 locations in Karnataka. Some private IT BT companies have been raided in connection with allegations of tax evasion. Century Laminates gets you this report.
IT raids have now been conducted in Bengaluru across 10 locations since early this morning, and mainly properties of tech parks are being raided now, and one such raid is going on in Bagmane Tech Park on the outskirts of the city as well, near Sir C.V. Raman Nagar as well. And also there is yet another particular raid which is taking place in Halsuru too. A team of around 10 to 15 IT officials in multiple locations have gone ahead and conducted this particular raid. At this point of time, only one company's name has come out, which has been named as Apex at this point of time, inside Bagmane Tech Park, where officials are going ahead and investigating as to what is the source of the tax evasion as well. And all of them are mainly being looked into evading taxes for the past few years as well. And therefore, in this particular regard, IT raids are being conducted, is what sources within the know of the investigation are stating to Republic. With video journalist Bhagat Prajwal Prasad reporting for Republic from Bengaluru.
Hello, Moto. Motorola, India's best 5G smartphone brand.
Now, laying the groundwork for the Centre's One Nation, One Poll proposal, the 22nd Law Commission will submit its final report today. The report is on the feasibility of holding simultaneous elections to the Lok Sabha and state assemblies. The court registration process of the fourth supplementary charge sheet in the 26/11 Mumbai terror attack case could not be completed Tuesday. The evidence against the Harvard Rana will now be presented today before court.
यारा के हमले में जो एक साजिश करता तहाउर राना, उसके खिलाफ मुंबई क्राइम ब्रांच ने कल चार्जशीट दर्ज किया है और उसी के लिए आज कोर्ट में हम दरखास्त करने वाले हैं कि कॉग्निजेंस इसका लिया जाए, उसके खिलाफ नॉन बेलेबल वारंट इशू किया जाए। ये कोर्ट को दरखास्त करने वाले हैं। उसके बाद तहाउर राना के खिलाफ जो भी सबूत पाए गए हैं मुंबई क्राइम ब्रांच ने, वो कोर्ट में पेश किए और हमें पूरी आशा है कि तहाउर राना का इन्वॉल्वमेंट कहाँ तक है, इसकी पूरी जानकारी कोर्ट के सामने दी जाएगी।
The Delhi High Court is scheduled to pass an order today on a plea moved by Akasa Air against pilots who have resigned without serving the mandatory notice period. Airlines sought direction from the DGCA to take action against pilots. An electric multiple unit train coming from Shakur Basti railway station ran aground a platform in Mathura railway station. No casualties have been reported. Addressing the Indian Science Academy in New Delhi, ISRO chief has said that ISRO does have a lot of missions at the conceptual stage. He's also talked about Venus mission that has already been configured and payloads have been developed for it. In the presence of the Chief Minister Pushkar Singh Dhami, the Uttarakhand government signed an MOU with Usha Breco Limited chairperson Prashant Jawar in London for an investment of 1,000 crore rupees in the state. The MHA notification has said that the AFSPA has been extended for another 6 months in Dimapur, Newland, Chomku Dima, Mon, Kipre, Noklak, Fek and Peren districts in Nagaland and areas falling within the jurisdiction of Kuzama, Kohima North, Kohima South, Zubza and Kizocha police stations. The NHRC has sent a notice to the Bihar government and the state's police chief over reports that a woman belonging to the scheduled caste was allegedly brutally assaulted, stripped and urinated upon in a village in Patna. Now, highlighting the India-China relationship that has gone through cycles of conflict and cooperation over the past 75 years. In fact, External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar has said that the ties between the two nations have not been easy, further raising concerns over the steady increase in Chinese naval presence in the Indian Ocean.
You're saying that, look, if you have something specific, let me first say that pearls look benign unless you ask the oysters. So they may have a slightly different perspective.
Happy with the pearls.
But the point is, yes, if one were to look at the last 20, 25 years, there's been a steady increase in the Chinese naval presence and activity in the Indian Ocean. But there's been a very sharp increase in the size of the Chinese Navy. So when you have a very much bigger Navy, I mean, that Navy is going to be obviously visible in terms of its deployment somewhere. And I guess when you come out of the east coast of China, you either go into the Pacific or you turn westwards and come into the Indian Ocean. Now, in our own case, we have seen, Chinese port activity, port building. You mentioned Gwadar. There's a port called Hambantota in Sri Lanka. There are a few others. Now, in many cases, I would say, looking back, maybe the governments of the day, the policymakers of the day, perhaps underestimated the importance of this and how these ports could work in future. Each one is a little unique in a way, and certainly, we obviously do watch, many of them very carefully for any security implications that they have for us. So, from an Indian point of view, I would say it's very reasonable for us to to actually prepare for a far greater Chinese presence than we have seen before. Well, Ken, one of the pleasures of dealing with China is that they never quite tell you why they do things. So you often end up trying to figure it out, and that's it's always there's a certain ambiguity out there. What had happened, I was ambassador from 2009, immediately after the global financial crisis, till 2013. So I saw the change of guard in China, and then I came to the US after that. Now, it's never been an easy relationship. It's always had its share of problems. It's had a war in 1962. It's had military incidents after that. But after 1975, there's never been a loss. There's never been a combat fatality on the border. 1975 was the last time.
Well, that, of course, is Dr. S. Jaishankar speaking in the United States of America. He's on a visit over there and has made several remarks about China as well as Canada. You are with Republic TV, and on the other side, the Law Commission will be submitting its report to the Kovind-led panel on One Nation, One Poll. And Prime Minister Modi is in Gujarat. We get you details.
We are now called as Republic Kannada here in Karnataka.
Republic Kannada has officially launched.
So today we dedicate Republic Kannada to the people of Karnataka.
We are now called as Republic Kannada here in Karnataka.
Republic Kannada has officially launched.
So today we dedicate Republic Kannada to the people of Karnataka.
We are now called as Republic Kannada here in Karnataka.
Republic Kannada has officially launched.
So today we dedicate Republic Kannada to the people of Karnataka.
We are now called as Republic Kannada here in Karnataka.
Republic Kannada has officially launched.
So today we dedicate Republic Kannada to the people of Karnataka.
3, 2, 1. We are now called as Republic Kannada here in Karnataka.
Republic Kannada has officially launched.
So today we dedicate Republic Kannada to the people of Karnataka.
We are now called as Republic Kannada here in Karnataka.
Republic Kannada has officially launched.
So today we dedicate Republic Kannada to the people of Karnataka.
Hello, Motorola, India's best 5G smartphone brand.
At 11:30, all-out action against Khalistani terrorists. The NIA conducts multi-state raids in connection with 3 cases. From Rajasthan to the national capital, the NIA raids across 51 locations. Pro-Khalistani elements are on target. S. Jaishankar's strong message to Canada says Trudeau government justifying attacks in the name of democracy. Facing embarrassment for honouring Nazi veteran, Trudeau blames the House Speaker, who in turn resigns. The Law Commission to submit its report to the Ramnath Kovind-led panel. Will simultaneous polls now become a reality soon?
संबोधन के लिए तालियों के साथ विनम्र निवेदन करते हैं।
मंच पर विराजमान गुजरात के राज्यपाल आचार्य देवव्रत जी, लोकप्रिय मुख्यमंत्री श्रीमान भूपेंद्र भाई पटेल, संसद में मेरे साथी श्रीमान CR पाटिल, गुजरात सरकार के मंत्रीगण, उद्योग जगत के सभी वरिष्ठ साथी, अन्य महानुभाव और यहां उपस्थित सभी मेरे परिवारजन, बीस साल पहले हमने एक छोटा सा बीज बोया था। आज वो इतना विशाल और बृहद वाइब्रेंट वटवृक्ष बन गया है। वाइब्रेंट गुजरात समिट के 20 साल पूरे होने पर आज आपके बीच आकर मुझे बेहद खुशी हो रही है। मुझे याद है बरसों पहले मैंने एक बार कहा था, वाइब्रेंट गुजरात ये सिर्फ ब्रांडिंग का आयोजन भर नहीं है, बल्कि इससे बढ़कर बॉन्डिंग का आयोजन है। दुनिया के लिए ये सफल समिट एक ब्रांड हो सकती है, लेकिन मेरे लिए ये एक मजबूत बॉन्ड का प्रतीक है। ये वो बॉन्ड है जो मेरे और गुजरात के 7 करोड़ नागरिकों से उनके सामर्थ्य से जुड़ा हुआ है। ये वो बॉन्ड है जो मेरे लिए उनके असीम स्नेह पर आधारित है। साथियों, आज मुझे स्वामी विवेकानंद जी की भी एक बात याद आ रही है। स्वामी विवेकानंद जी ने कहा था कि हर काम को 3 चरणों से गुजरना पड़ता है। पहले लोग उसका उपहास उड़ाते हैं, फिर उसका विरोध करते हैं और फिर उसे स्वीकार कर लेते हैं। और खासकर तब जब वो आइडिया उस समय से आगे का हो। 20 वर्ष एक लंबा कालखंड होता है। आज की जनरेशन के युवा साथियों को पता भी नहीं होगा कि 2001 में आए भीषण भूकंप के बाद गुजरात की स्थिति क्या थी। भूकंप से भी पहले गुजरात लंबे समय तक अकाल की भयंकर स्थिति से जूझ रहा था। इसके बाद जो भूकंप आया उसमें हजारों लोगों की मौत हो गई, लाखों लोग इससे प्रभावित हुए, उन्हें अपना घर छोड़ना पड़ा। अकाल और भूकंप के अलावा उसी समय गुजरात में एक और बड़ी घटना हुई। माधवपुरा मर्केंटाइल कोऑपरेटिव बैंक कोलैप्स हो गया। इसकी वजह से 133 और कोऑपरेटिव बैंक में ये तूफान छा गया। पूरे गुजरात के आर्थिक जीवन में हाहाकार मचा हुआ था। एक तरह से गुजरात का फाइनेंशियल सेक्टर संकट में आ गया था। उस समय मैं पहली बार विधायक बना था। मेरे लिए यह भूमिका भी नई थी। शासन चलाने का कोई अनुभव नहीं था, लेकिन चुनौती बहुत बड़ी थी। इस बीच एक और घटना घट गई। गोधरा की हृदय विदारक घटना हुई और उसके बाद की परिस्थितियों में गुजरात हिंसा की आग में जल उठा। ऐसे विकट हाल की शायद किसी ने कल्पना की होगी। मुख्यमंत्री के तौर पर भले उस समय मेरे पास ज्यादा अनुभव नहीं था, लेकिन मेरा गुजरात पर, अपने गुजरात के लोगों पर अटूट भरोसा था। हालांकि जो लोग एजेंडा लेकर चलते हैं वो उस समय भी घटनाओं का अपने तरीके से एनालिसिस करने में जुटे हुए थे। ये कहा गया कि गुजरात से युवा, गुजरात से उद्योग, गुजरात से व्यापारी सब बाहर चले जाएंगे, पलायन कर जाएंगे और गुजरात तो ऐसा बर्बाद होगा कि देश के लिए बहुत बड़ा बोझ बन जाएगा। दुनिया में गुजरात को बदनाम करने की साजिश रची गई। एक निराशा का माहौल खड़ा करने की कोशिश की गई। कहा गया कि गुजरात कभी भी अपने पैरों पर खड़ा नहीं हो पाएगा। उस संकट में भी मैंने संकल्प लिया